Having ductwork inside the conditioned airspace has really been positive for our business. It starts when you go to talk to builders about keeping your ductwork in the conditioned airspace. It leads into the discussion about why is it important to have ductwork inside the conditioned airspace, and that leads you into a very positive discussion about how a builder can move themselves into less contested market space and differentiate themselves from their competitors. And using open web floor trusses is just the beginning of all of that. So it's been a very positive discussion for us, and it's helped changing the construction paradigm in Portland. Along about 2006, builders began to consider open web floor trusses more from a perspective of keeping plumbing and wiring runs without having to drill holes. In 2009, late 2009, ProBuild began thinking about an open web floor truss machine, and then in 2010 we brought it in, and that began the process for us to go out and see our customers and talk about the benefits of keeping your ductwork in the conditioned airspace, to the point where today it's about 10% of the floors that we ship out are now open web floor trusses, where builders want to keep the ductwork inside the conditioned airspace.
A lot of times we have conversions which will not include the HVAC plant. That makes it a little more complicated for us to get the ducts inside, because it seems like to us we have to redesign it twice. The first time we design it for a bid, and then once we get in the field, we end up having to kind of go with what really happens, meet the HVAC guy, find out where they're going to put their furnace, and then kind of accommodate what we're really going to build to what's going to fit the building.
Lead time does vary for production of the floor trusses from typical I-joist or dimensional lumber. Floor trusses, we need probably 7 to 10 business days to be scheduled into a delivery schedule, and then 5 days prior to delivery we need to measure the job site. So production time is literally 4 to 5 business days.
The cost savings that can offset versus converting to open web versus TGIs. If we're able to stay small spans, 20 foot or under, we can go 2 foot on center, which if we can increase the spacing versus TGIs, we can obviously save money. Joist for joist, we're a little more expensive, but if we can space them out a little further, we can get very competitive. If we can keep the chase centered in the middle of the structure between bearings, it helps us eliminate double top and double bottom cords, which helps keep our costs down. And then if we can put a 2x4 ribbon around the outside of the building instead of rim to tie them together, we can help reduce the cost of the project a little bit more.
There are non-monetary impacts of open web floor trusses. I think it's important to note that the webs for open web floor trusses come from scrap that is made from our roof truss assemblies, so that you have a much wiser use of the resource in that you're making a stronger product using less material. Floor trusses don't use any glues, and I-joist use a lot of glues inside of plants, and I think it may be a healthier product as well.
Initially, it was something that we actually had to approach builders and bring the subject up with them. There are several builders in the marketplace, however, now that are coming to us and asking us about open web floor trusses. Similar to the I-joist shift back in the 90s, we're seeing a similar with the floor trusses, where we're about 10% of our builders are requesting it.